I just wanted to do a quick video about Evoto. So if you haven't heard of Evoto, it is basically AI retouching. And I have been playing with it for a little bit. I was hearing about it. One of my good friends, Gary Hughes, told me about it and said just how good it was. So I actually started playing with it for some different projects. So I just figured I'd kind of show you what I've been doing with it. And then I'll also include a link and it will give you 30 free credits. They work on a credit system. It's roughly like 5 to 8 cents per image. But let me show you what this does. So I have a few different folders here. I've actually been using it for clients, so some of this is actual client work. So why don't we start out in here? And I do lots of different kinds of photography. So I do weddings, I do portraits, babies, headshots, even some real estate. So that's what you'll see there. So these are some old wedding images with my bride here. I'm going to kind of zoom in. So she and her husband, she had a little bit of skin issues, and so did he. And so basically, this gallery took me forever to do. I did a lot of smoothing in Lightroom and then brought some things in Photoshop, but it was really hard. So then when I took this image in, this is kind of what I did to it. So you have presets here. So they have these great ones that are already all kind of pre-made for you. And then you can also have custom presets. So as you can see, I've actually been working on it for different jobs. So I do have some ones in here that I've already made and have been using. So for instance, let's just do this really easy. We'll do wedding. It says wedding. Why don't we try wedding? Okay, I'm gonna click on it. Takes about 20 seconds. All right, there we go. That's all it took. And I don't know if you can see this. So there is going to be, until you export the image, so you can play with images as much as you want in Evoto, which is cool. It's when you export them that you're charged that credit for exporting it. So I'm going to do before and after. Like, that was one click, guys. I literally clicked wedding one. Also, you can batch in Evoto. So this would have normally, I mean, it took me a long time to get each image done. And that was a click and it took like a few seconds. And it does a really good job. Like it actually removes the imperfections. Like it kept his freckle. And say if you want to kind of go in now and like, okay, I want to adjust how this looks, you're actually able to use these little sliders here to make changes. So say you wanted to work on those circles on her eyes. Not that you need to, but say if you wanted to. So we can kind of come here, play with that. Maybe the eye wrinkle a little bit. See if I like that. So that kind of lessens it a little bit. So turn it on and off. Now you can get some really cool stuff is in the makeup. So you can do kind of a little more contouring. So let's see. See if we want a real contoured. Gives her a little bit of that. Also, if you can tell up here, you choose your male, female, child, elderly, and single. So that way you're able to make changes if there's a bunch of people in one image, if you want to make a global adjustment. Down here, we got some makeup presets. These are kind of cool. The lip color adjustment is actually something that I have already been using for headshot clients. So say her lipstick wore off a little bit here. I'm like, okay, so I want to add a little lipstick. I'm going to add that. We'll change the amount. And yeah, so you can kind of like do that, which is great. Teeth, it does a pretty good job with the teeth as well. So just a little teeth whitening. It also does this thing called Pretty Teeth. I'm not sure if I'm horrified or if I'm going to do it to all my photos. She actually already has pretty much perfect teeth, but it literally like changes the shape of people's teeth. And I know I wouldn't never do this, but you guys all know you have that one client. They're like, oh my God, I hate my teeth. Can you make them look prettier? Well, yes, we can with this Pretty Teeth button. So that's kind of cool. She doesn't have a double chin or anything like that. These features are really cool. Let me keep going. So here's another one of her. I'm just going to click that button again just to show you. Okay, so click. Done. I mean, that was like 2 seconds. And way better than the edit that I did myself. A lot more natural looking too. Here's one more. Let's do wedding one again. See how that looks. Once again, it just smooths it out. But like the skin still has texture. I don't know if you can see that. Like you don't lose everything, which I think is really cool. All right, so I'm gonna go back now. Hit home. So these are some of my different jobs I've been working on. Let's look at, we'll go to this one. So these are some headshots that I took. Here we go. Not headshot, I'm sorry. This is a family session that I did. Now, this mom does not have a double chin, okay? I just did it already. So see how that it corrected her double chin. She doesn't have a double chin. I should have held her, push her neck out, but I didn't. So because of that, her chin looks like that. Now before I'd have to take it in Photoshop, and I could do it, but there was a lot of trial and error, and I wasn't great at it. I would try to be. Half the time I would send it to retouchup.com. It would cost me $10 an image. So as you can see, so these are the double chin sliders right here. It just, I don't even know the wizardry how it does that. But like, you just slide these sliders and there you go. Like that's pretty good. It's good. Like, look at the difference that makes. So that's one I did. I also have some headshots in here. So let's see here if that one's processing. So this headshot, I did at my studio. And I used to do a lot of my retouching in Portrait Pro, but now I'm going to move to this. What's really cool, and I'm going to take you to another kind of page of it, I guess. You can change the background, and it does a really good job. So, okay, I want like a little more texture. Not a fan of that one, but whatever. You get the point. They have all these different ones you can put in. You say you want a gradient. How about a different gradient? You know, like it's insane, and it does a good job with the hair. I don't know if you can see this, but like that's pretty good for hair. Let's see what else they have. Red. Not that you would ever, well, maybe you'd like, some people would like that. They have different fabrics, but what's really cool is you can actually import your own. So for instance, this client, they wanted this specific gray because they had already came on location to do all these headshots in a different state. She wasn't able to go to the meeting, but they had a picture of the headshot backdrop. So literally I just popped it on this, and it's the same exact one that everyone else at the company was photographed at. Another really great way to use this, take a picture of whenever you're doing headshots for a company, and take that one plate shot and save it. And then if they have some one-off people that they can send to your studio or whatever it is, you can just save it in here and pop it in. I mean, it's so easy. So yeah, so that's kind of the headshots and like the background extraction. And now there's so many more features of this. Like I have literally just started playing with this. So I'm still learning more and more every day. But I just wanted to show you too that like I pretty much just dove in and just started doing it. Like it's not a huge learning curve. You just play, and it's actually a lot of fun. Here's another one I did. So I wanted to see how it would work on a wedding album spread. I had already done all these images for this bride, and I was about to order her album. And I'm like, ooh, what if I upload the full spreads of an album? Maybe this is like an upgrade you can sell your clients to. So this, I just applied that same one, that wedding one. I'm just going to show you kind of. So it literally, it retouches everything. I mean, what a cool, easy way. Like, it's insane. It's literally insane. What else did I have in here? I think that's all I had in that one. Last one I'm going to show you. I do some real estate and some commercial architecture and stuff like that. So I recently had kind of a nighttime shoot. Not nighttime, but like sunset. And they wanted something a little more, you know, something a little different with the sky. So I was able to kind of put this sky in. So they have some stock ones. So let's go to the sky. So go here. All right. So now it's smart enough to know that the sky replacement is, you know, that there's a sky in this image. So say we click here, recommended. All right, cool. So we're going to go sunset. Okay. Let's just try some different skies. Now, I don't know if you can tell. It's also adjusting the image a little bit to match the sky better, which I actually thought was pretty cool. And then you have some controls here. This is the scenery color I was talking to you about. So say if you put it up here, it kind of just gives a little more realism to it. But if you're like, oh, I don't like realism, like they have these kind of fun starry night ones, which honestly I think would be really fun with some wedding couples. So like obviously I actually kind of like that. Not for this client, but it's kind of cool. And these all come preset in the software. And you can just play with them. They got blue sky. So for all my real estate photographers, that might be an option for you too. And another thing is, as you can see, I think there's it even, if there was water in this, you can even add like the reflection adjustment and stuff like that. I'm going to go back. I have one other test image that I imported. I think put them in here. Okay. So here are me and my friends. We are in the Poconos. I uploaded this one because I just wanted to see. I've never played with the water reflection feature, so let's see what it looks like. So let's choose a sky, and let's do a sunset. Let's figure out one we like. That one's pretty. All right, and then we're gonna play with this water reflection. So I want to have that sky in there. So let's see what that does. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty sick. Play with the blur of the. Oh, okay. So that makes obviously the water blurry. But as you can see, like it literally reflects the sky into the water, making it look more realistic. What about our starry night? Because that's definitely what it looked like. Okay, that's pretty cool. It looks like we're in space. But as you can see, there's lots of like practical uses for this software. And I really like, they have a credit system. So it's like you purchase credits, and actually for using that link that I'm including here, you'll actually be able to get 30 credits free. But you can play with all this. This doesn't cost me anything. It doesn't cost me any credits. It only costs when you hit export. And it also, from my reading, it seems like you can export the same image multiple times. So say if you have to do a revision for a client, they don't charge you again for that same exact image, as long as it's the same image that's still in, like, I think it's the catalog, I want to say. Whatever these are. These projects. Okay, not a catalog, but project. But yeah, so thanks for watching. And I hope you check out Evoto, and it makes your life easier like it's going to make mine this year. All right, guys.